Okay, you just
All righty. Oh, okay. So there's that. All righty, Frank. Well, thanks again for hopping on the call with me. I greatly appreciate it. First question for you is, can you take me back to the moment that led you on your journey with digital marketing or just, the digital DGC in general?
yes, I sure can. The year 2020. That's when I was getting ready to do a gig. I think, it was around um, Valentine's Day. And this place that I play for, they always get me to play on Mother's Day. So
Mhm.
I was really surprised that they want me to play on Valentine's Day. And I remember the lady called me and I was excited, ready to go. And so I was waiting for the contract and I called her and she never called me back. And that's when I found out what was happening in the
Mhm.
world. Shocked. Been a musician all my life. That's all I've ever known. 70 years a musician, being a musician. And all of a sudden, everything's gone, just like that. So I had been trying to, do some network marketing as well, but I never was good at that because I didn't like some of the things you had to do.
Mhm.
I hate calling people and, and my friends, I do like health products though. I really do. And that's what I have with God and health products. I've been able to be at 84 years old and still be able to do the things that I want to do. Okay. But I never was good at network marketing. So that's when I started looking and I actually started doing, what was it, solar. A friend
Mhm.
told me about solar. Well, I wasn't too good at that either because you might want to cut this out, my friend, because they talked about, door to door,
Mhm.
door to door. My dad says, my son says, Dad, don't do it. Don't do it. He said, don't do it. Right up, man, it was funny. But anyway, getting back to the story. So that's when I kept looking online and I ran across a friend who I was in another network marketing company. She says, I want to tell you about this online. Never heard of it, didn't know what it was. And that's how I really got started. I
Got
started back, you know, it's been 2 years now.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, man. Bringing it back to 2020, you'd like you had mentioned, COVID really threw a wrench in everything, right? So I
Yeah,
mean, especially, like you said, if you're a musician who relies on businesses to be open to
yeah,
play music, well then
yeah,
yeah, you're out of a job
yeah.
instantly, right? Just like millions of other people were in, different fields, which was so unfortunate. It was crazy to see. And now it's like still from that trying to pick up the pieces and figure out what are we going to do next. So aside from trying to figure out what to do next and maybe wanting a more stable income stream, was there anything else that you were kind of craving at that point? Maybe like freedom or impact, maybe even stability.
Actually, all three of those, or two, whatever you said. Yeah, stability, because at this time in my life, I was wondering, says, I speak like Michelle does. How in the world did I get here? This is
Mhm.
not where I expected to be at this age, you know. And I always talk about, you know, even if you have a gig, you gotta pack it up, put it in the car, go to the gig, take it out, set it up, bring it back, and do the whole thing, you know.
Mhm.
And at this age, my body doesn't want to do that anymore.
Right,
So
right,
I was looking for something, so there must be another way. There's got to be a way that I can still be able to play music and not have to depend on gigs and other sources in the music field to make money.
right.
That's what got me on the digital space. So when she told me about it, it's like Michelle says, I didn't know anything about it. All I know is when she told me, I said yes, because I respected her,
Definitely.
I trusted her. And that's how I got into the digital space.
Awesome. I love it. So, and you said you're 84, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, kudos to you, man. You look great. I would have never guessed 84 at all. I would have said at least like 62 or something, you know what I mean? So whatever
I
you're
got
doing,
myself
it's
all ready
working.
today. I got ready today.
No, I love it, man. So and this next question I'm interested to see how you answer because you've lived a pretty full life, right? And so getting at it at this age is exciting to see. So who would you say that you're building this for, really?
Okay. Um, I have a daughter who is in a healthcare center.
Mhm.
She's been there for a while, and she's also a singer, musician, and it's just um, I am influenced by her, and she's always kept me in the music space. She says she's always promoted my music, helped me even when I got off track, And so I want to do this to help her, but I also want to help musicians to not have something like this that happens in 2020 happen to them. Let them know that, hey, you need to take charge of your life right now.
Mhm.
Not going to be able to do this the rest of your life. You need another source of income. And I want to show you how because I've experienced it and I know how to lead you there. All you have to do is join me and follow me. That's my goal.
Absolutely. That's great, man. So, what would you say is different about you now compared to when you had first joined the DG community?
There's a couple of different things. My mindset has changed. I'm more of a giver now, more than a taker, because all I was thinking about was myself, you know. But now I realize that, you know, I'm here for a reason. And I've learned that to give is much more than to receive. So I've learned that. And I also learned that if you can help enough other people, you don't have to worry about yourself. There's, there's, I'm in a ministry that we have people that over in Africa that are pastors and they have orphanages
Mhm.
and the kids are hungry and I want to be able to help them
Definitely, man.
feed, feed those kids, make sure that they're healthy and they just those kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And that's the great thing about this is it provides that vehicle, to be able to do that.
Mhm.
Um, is there anything, and it may be one thing or even multiple things that you're most proud of accomplishing so far?
Yeah. Uh, Number one, I've been a musician for what, 70, more than 70 years.
Mhm.
That means that you have a lifestyle of where you go to bed when everybody else is getting up.
Right.
So I have accomplished where I'm able to get up now at least once or twice a week and be on a call at 9 o'clock. That's one thing I've accomplished. And uh, so that's one of the things, but also learning how to be um, consistent, even when I don't feel like making videos, be consistent. But the one thing I have not accomplished yet, and that's what I'm saying I'm going to do today, and I'm going to do it, is to go live. Because you were talking about earlier that people were afraid to get on and talk to you like this. I'm afraid to go live. First of all, I was afraid to get on a camera, period.
Mhm.
I mean, because I've been a musician all these years and I'm on stage, I talk to people. I'm great with people when I'm playing, but take the piano away and I just have to sit there and talk to you. That was a scary thing. So
Yeah.
now I'm moving into the live.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
and it's funny how that works, right? It's like take your case for instance, right? You're a musician, so you play live in front of people, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's like, and you can do it with these, right? You don't have a second thought about it. But
No.
when it comes to going live by yourself on your phone, right,
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
room alone, it's
Yeah.
like the most terrifying thing. And you're
Yeah.
you're not the only one who goes through it, I promise you. But it's just it's interesting how that works. Um, so you spoke a little bit about mindset and how this kind of helped you with that. Was there a sort of mindset for you that made a big difference when you got started with all of this, or even maybe once you had started on this journey?
Yeah. I was thinking about something, if you don't mind if I tell you this,
Yeah, of
is
course.
that
Go ahead.
well, what started me to having to be being seen or having to be on in a position where I'm talking to people on, like what we're doing right now. But it started back 10 years ago. Because when I first moved where I am in, because I've always played in bands, I've traveled everywhere, all over the world and stuff.
Mhm.
And I've talked to people, I'm a good communicator on stage when I'm talking. But when I moved here, they had something called a professional piano concert. And so the first time I got on it, everybody's is in the college and people are sitting out there and they're sitting there and they're just watching you. So when
Mhm.
you get up to play, oh man, that was the scariest thing in the world. I'm just sitting there with an audience out here and just the piano, you know. So I had to get through that. Okay. So that's how I got started on this journey. What was the last question you asked me before I said that?
It was just about mindset and what made the biggest difference for you when you started this journey.
Yeah, the mindset. Uh, uh, I had the mindset of being raised in the 50s,
Mhm.
especially in a small town, with being my ethnic background. Money doesn't grow on trees. You have to have you're not going to get anywhere. You got to get a job. That's the only way you're going to make money.
Mhm.
Have a job, Money doesn't grow, that's the money thing, the money thing.
Mhm.
Rich people go to hell. You know what I mean? you know. And of course, my stepfather is a Baptist ministry, right? So
Mhm.
I'm hearing this all the time, from my mother, from him. And so the biggest mindset is that for me, and it's still a challenge, because I still have a challenge with money and being rich or
Mhm.
so I still have that. But the biggest mindset is getting over that, you know,
Definitely.
being, being able to say, hey, the money is just a byproduct of the service that you give.
Exactly. Exactly. That's perfect. Perfectly put. Um, so let's fast forward a little bit, right? Let's say you're helping the type of people you want to help, right? You're making the type of money that you want to make. What
Mhm.
does your dream life look like 12 months from now?
12 months from now. That's a good question. Well, 12 months from now would be this year, June 2026, is that I would have my first solo CD out. And it would be messages of love and peace and how to live the disciplined life, not the disciple life. In other words, um, my music has been something that's been in the back burner for so long,
Mhm.
where my soul is, you know. When I start thinking of that, it's easier for me to make videos. I just realized that, you know. So I see myself helping other people and being in a position to where there's musicians that are saying, hey, yeah, you're right, man. We have to change now. We have a message and everybody needs to hear our message. So let's get it on. That's
Yes,
what I see.
absolutely, man. I love that. And I can't wait for that solo album to come out. I'll snatch it up.
Uh,
So, what do you think it mean not only to yourself, but your family, your legacy when you actually pull it off?
shock. They will be totally shocked. The only one that won't be shocked is the one that I said is in the health center.
Hmm.
Her and I, because we're musically connected, we understand each other a lot. My other daughter and my son, they will be shocked,
Hmm.
you know, because, you know, they know me from the past and they know all of my challenges. They know all my bad habits and
Hmm.
know everything bad about me. And that's what they remember. And they figure
Right.
since I'm older now, well, his time has passed.
Hmm.
Yeah. So they'll be shocked,
Definitely.
but happy. Shocked but happy. And it says, wow, they'll say, well, by golly, I didn't believe it. If I hadn't have seen it, I didn't have believed
Yeah, yeah.
it.
And that's a great feeling, for you as well, right? When you do that, it's like, because the people who are in the background are like, oh, he's doing this, and it's like, right, they
Yeah,
really don't pay too much attention. They're like, yeah, whatever. And then it's like, once it does hit, it's just like, oh,
yeah,
okay, well, he was serious. So
yeah.
that's what I love about it too.
Yeah.
So what would you say, or what's the biggest thing, or even it could even be a few things that you learned about yourself through this entire journey since starting?
Well, I've learned by listening to Jen uh, uh, that I've had some thoughts. My thoughts are what been controlling my actions. I've heard this many times. I've heard this for the last 40 years, but now it's just beginning to uh, kind of be embedded in my mind. So when I start thinking about those thoughts, I mean, they're just automatic, the negative thoughts. I mean, unbelievable, you know. I've been so I even realized that, hey man, you're prejudiced.
Hmm.
Seriously, man. Oh, my cameras keep hitting my face. You're prejudiced, man. You look at somebody and say, oh wow, she should, you know. And you never think about that. So I've learned that those are the kind of things that uh, I'm beginning to be aware of. But I also learned that I can change.
Hmm.
You know, God has built me to say, "Hey, you're here for a reason, so it's time to get with it." You know,
Yes.
don't go to the grave with the still in you. That's my motto.
I love that. I love that, man. And it's true, it's like that's the biggest thing, right? Is like we go through all this life and it's like you said, you're on your deathbed with these regrets, right? And we never realize them until it's too late. But it's
Yeah,
like you said, even, now, even at this later age, it's like you're glad that you've realized that, right? You're glad that you
yeah.
can allow yourself, to make those changes now because of this, which is amazing. Um, what advice would you give to someone who's, maybe in the same position as you or even scared to start with something like this?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a good question. I was waiting for that one. The advice that I would give somebody is like that. Hey, don't worry about what you've been programmed with, you know, because if all you have to do is make a decision and don't worry about whether or not you're going to be able to accomplish it, because we've gotten to the point where we've been trained as when we're adults, I mean, when we're children, nothing can stop us. But as adults, you get limitations. You got this, you got that, you can only go this far, you can only do this. And so we're engraved with that. So my thing would be to tell musicians, hey man, let go of it. Let go of it. Just give it all you got right now because God is there to help you if you're willing. But you're going to have to make that one step. He's not going to do it for you, you know. And you might not accomplish what you want to accomplish, but you'll be a whole lot better than where you are now, if you just go ahead and step out in faith. That's what I would tell them.
Definitely. No, that's awesome advice, Frank. I love that. So last question for you. What do you now know is possible?
May I say something before that?
Of course.
Have you ever heard of a musician called Sly Stone?
I don't believe I have.
Look him up. You've
Definitely.
heard of the Beatles, right?
Yeah, of course.
Big as the Beatles. Because, in fact, he's bigger than the Beatles because the Beatles was just big.
Uh-huh.
He made an influence. But this gentleman just passed, and he was a good friend of mine.
Hmm.
And he's made more impact on the musical world than most musicians that you can think of.
Oh, wow. I'll
His name is
definitely give him a look for sure.
Sly Stone, and the group was called Sly and the Family Stone. We know each other in San Francisco. We're friends. And, so what I've learned is that I do, because I was thinking, because I'm in the digital, um,
Digital growth community.
yeah, right. So I
Mhm.
was thinking about what can I teach? What can I teach? Nobody's going to listen to me because, blah, blah, blah. But here I am. I see my friend has passed and he has something. He's left something. So what I've learned is that, hey, I've got something. Don't worry about what it is. It will come out, but you got to get started. You just can't wait and see what it is and then say, oh, now I can do it. You know,
Yes, definitely.
Michelle has been on me the last 2 days. She says, and she told me yesterday, she said, I'm really proud of you. I said, I got it. I got it. You just started. You don't have to worry about finishing it. Don't overthink it. That's what I've been getting out of my mind. Quit
Mhm.
overthinking that you have to figure it out and know everything before you get started.
Yes.
Start doing it. And you'll learn as you go.
Yes, yes. I love it. I love it. No, well, you were great, Frank. That's all the questions I had for you. I'm excited to see your journey, brother, and see where you end up. So I appreciate you for taking the time again, and it was a joy talking to you.
You too, man. Thank you, brother.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much, Frank.
Thank you, brother. I keep you in my prayers because you're a good man.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Frank.
All right, brother. God bless you, brother.
You too.
All right, bye.